All right, this app was created for the St. Louis region, not just to help it prevent it from eating itself, but also actually how to make it grow, and starting with communities and families supports in ways that you might not have thought about before. So this is an interactive app that has different features and even different ways of thinking about leading and communicating with other leaders in your community. So if you are, let's say, a county executive, or you serve on the board of directors at an organization, or let's say you're a nonprofit executive, you're going to communicate some important projects where you might need support, and also how to handle conflict in specific situations. So this is essentially the civic pulse. This takes a look at not just St. Louis County, but also St. Louis City, and that's divided between North City and South City. So we're just going to take a look at some of these options so you can think about how these things move forward. So what we're doing is we're taking a look at civic development as its own operating system. So if you are working on specific projects, you can obviously click on New Intake, and then you describe what this specific project is about. You could even upload a photo for that. On the Civic Assistant, you can ask specific questions that pulls not just from AI, but we have loaded in databases of St. Louis-based information that is current as, I guess, of today. And there also is the flexibility for any individual to update this anytime with the right safeguards in place, obviously. This is the Com Studio. I want to say this is probably my favorite part of this app because it teaches people or gives people the language that they can use in specific situations. So in this communication studio for leaders, there's different types of templates you can choose from. Let's say it's a new project, or let's say it's a public weekly update, or let's say you're looking at partnering the ecosystem, or maybe it's just an email you want to send to another partner and not necessarily sure kind of where to start or how to be able to craft that message. So once you create or start to enter in this type of information that you would normally in an email, it drafts it for you. That doesn't necessarily become the final version of what you click send, but it quickly drafts a way that's kind, that's collaborative, that avoids any negative language. You can see on the right where the side where there's the voice and tone guide. This is kind of what you would say, and this is what you avoid saying. The good thing about using the generation that it avoids negative labels that could detract from the opportunity that is ahead. So this is just on the generator here. This is on the newsroom where you can create your own community newsletter. Obviously, this is a draft that you can approve upon later. Here's the narrative director. So many times there might be a press release that comes out that's negative, right? Or you get one of the angry bloggers that say that a city or the county, there's negative things. What you can actually do is copy that entire article, paste it in the narrative doctor, and then what it will do is help analyze, right? Help analyze that negative narrative, and then how to then create a positive spin on it that includes the existing resources that you already have in place. This is critical for any of those communities that are involved with high conflict situations. We also have the policy and document scanner. This is where you paste text in to analyze the specific city policy. So let's pretend it has something to do with roads or schools or utilities. You paste that in here, and then it'll create something for you to consider. This is an image studio. This is just kind of a fun way to create images. I'll just put St. Louis Arch, and then what do we want to do here? Let's say photorealistic. We'll generate the image. And so this is just a fun way to keep the focus on creating a positive area for the region that you have. So obviously this is not a real image here, but we can look for different types of ways of being able to express our community. Then now we turn into the co-creation hub. And so what this is, oh my gosh, this is massive. So there are available playbooks. Now you only see a few right now, but there's a whole database of these playbooks that help solve specific community problems. So when you take a look at the top problems that are happening inside of the region, you can then find whatever specific playbook that you're looking for. You can generate the copy to have the conversation, and again, move the conversation forward. There's no negative tone, and we try to spin whatever negative things that are said into a positive opportunity to help other people. So there's fun. We have a live session, we have synthesize, and we have consensus engine, all built into this to help improve the community. Now we'll take a look at a resource maximizer. Many times people are not sure which resources to look for. So this is just a quick directory. And again, there is ability to load in hundreds of the organizations that work tirelessly in order to support the region. We also have, this is super fun. This is the civics simulator. If you've ever been involved with disaster planning or reputation management, or let's say something haywire happens, you can actually put it in here to then simulate what might happen. And what this is great for is this trains leaders on developing protocol that they can use internally as opposed to just winging it, right? Or it just be some sort of implicit direction that we all think should happen. But when it comes down to the real event, these are some safeguards to help you put into place. So again, this is just a quick overview of the Civic Mesh operating app that I've created. It's designed specifically for the St. Louis region, but again, there's other regions, not just here in the state, but in the United States and internationally. This is obviously something that you can customize for yourself.